Good morning. Happy Saturday. Hope everybody is doing well. Why do I still hear the background? The countdown. What is going on? I don't know. I don't know what that is. It's gone now. I got rid of it. I don't know what I did. What what a start to the show. But let's check in with the chat. Um, Robert, good morning, Robert. Hope you were doing well. Hope yeah, let's see. Rod, did Rod sneak in there? I don't see. Where's Rod? Oh, there he is. I see him. I'm getting to him. Terry's here. Good afternoon, Terry. Hope you're doing well. Gene is here. Good morning, Gene. There's Rod. Rod just hit what? What was Rod's number? Is it 3,000, 4,000? What was? I gotta check. He just hit a big milestone, and I don't want to mess it up. Rod the Rican. Let's see. I think it was 4,000 subscribers. Yes. Shout out to Rod. Congratulations, 4,000, a little bit over 4,000 subs. Great milestone. I missed his video. Just he did a live stream the other day just to celebrate his 5 years on YouTube. So Rod, congrats. A lot of good stuff going on. And he does a week during the week, a Wednesday stream, midday. So definitely check that out if you can. Dave is here, just your average geeks. Good morning. Let's see. What he's saying. Good morning. Dante's here. Good morning. Mr. Groovy afternoon. Appreciate you being here. Jimmy G's here. Jimmy G, hope you're doing well. Haven't seen Jimmy in a while. Well, we saw him recently, but Jimmy, hope you're doing well. I don't have the clip of the dancing girls loaded, so but they're here in spirit. Raph, good morning, Raph. Hope you're doing well. We've got the international crew here today. We've got England, we've got Canada. We're all over the place this morning. Mike's here. Good morning, Mike. Hope you are doing well. I know Mike often puts together some videos. I wouldn't say throw together. Puts together some videos on the weekend when he's got time from not working and dealing with the kids, with the family. So definitely go check out Mike's channel. He's always got showing off some great covers, man. He's picking up a lot of books over there. Yeah. You were in, I'm trying to think. I was like, we saw you a few weeks ago. Appreciate you stopping in. Like I said, hope you're doing well. Hope all is well with Jimmy G. Trev is here. Good morning, Trev. Hope you're doing well. Stickers. Because I keep forgetting to mention, anybody wants new stickers, just send me a message on Instagram or email me. We've got the new channel sticker, and we've got the 2026 CBC Awards sticker. So if anybody wants stickers, just I sent out a few to some of the members already, and I've been doing some AOKs, and I had a couple boxes, 2 short boxes of comics that I was just looking to get rid of that just didn't fit the PC. So I sent those out this week and put stickers in those boxes as well. So the stickers are getting out there. And it was funny. I was organizing my room here and just kind of trying to clean up a little bit. And I found, I keep anytime I get an AOK or a giveaway win or anything, I always keep everybody's notes and stickers and that kind of stuff. And I have like a couple boxes full of that stuff that I haven't put up. And I was going through, and there's some channels that I don't like remember or haven't seen in a while. So I may do a video where I kind of go through some of that stuff that I've collected over, because April will be 5 years for me here on YouTube in the comic book community. So certainly collected a lot of stuff other than comics. I've collected a lot of community, swag, stickers, and things like that. So I actually was kind of going through it, and I was like, maybe I need to revisit this and kind of check in on some of these channels that I haven't kind of touched base with or have heard from in a while, just to kind of see if they're still active or not. Because when you first start, I think it's when you first start your channel, it's kind of drinking from a fire hose. You kind of, there's a slow build, and people discover you and you discover other channels, and then you kind of build some momentum. And then, like I said, there's giveaway wins and AOKs and things like that. And so, and then some people just fall off, right? People go away from YouTube for whatever reason, priority, work, family, whatever it may be. So there certainly have been a lot of channels that have come and gone in my time here on YouTube. For, like I said, for various reasons. So, so yeah. But we do have our standard topics to get to this week. Well, not standard, but we do have a few things we typically do on a Saturday. So, my old man notes, members, shout outs, Spidey reboot, recent books, and giveaway. So let's start with the channel members. Appreciate everybody being channel members. Cat Fan Comics Man, Terry Deadman Comic Show, who's with us this morning. Bruce, Kingdom of Nerds, Raph, Retro Comics, who's here, who always does a great video on Sunday. Definitely check that out. Nam, and a comic book worm who's been busy. He's been going live a lot during the week, usually when I'm in bed. But 10 or 11 p.m. Eastern usually. So definitely go check out Nam. And still only 35 cents. Dave, got to catch up with Dave. I sent him a note. I think I sent him a note on IG, and I'm not sure I heard back from him. Philtastic Comics and Art. He just dropped a couple new videos recently, so definitely go check out that. Phil's videos. He just had his wife and they just had their third child, so he's knee deep in chasing kids around. Matt likes comics. I'm going to be hanging out with Matt. I think, is it the 8th of? Let me just double check the calendar. The 8th of March. So in basically. About a week, basically next Sunday, a week from tomorrow, hanging out with Matt on his Sunday show. It's usually the Superman show, but he's kind of switching it up. So I'll be hanging out with him on Sunday night. Mr. McGroovy Paul is here in the chat and on our channel members. Appreciate Paul. And Paul just did a great video this week, interview with Roy and Geeky Old Hog, who actually was nominated for a CBC award this past year. So definitely go check out Mr. McGroovy and his channel. Joe, Anachronic Comics. I know Joe has been busy moving. He's got some stuff going on. And where did I miss? No, okay. Cat Fan Comics Man. I'm like, oh, Pop House with Animal, our latest channel member. Appreciate Pop House joining. Definitely go check out if you are into any type of pops, thrill joy, figures. Pop House is the channel for you. Great family channel. And let me do this so we can see Dave's ideas and creations. Dave just dropped a video yesterday too. I have it in my watch later, so definitely go check out Dave. Big Spider-Man collector, big action figure collector, big Lego collector, does a little bit of everything. So shout out to all the channel members. Hey, wait a minute. Naman's here. There he is. Just talking about him. And he shows up and he appears. But yeah, Naman, good to see you. I know you've been doing some live streams this past week, and I don't know if you heard it, but I'm usually in bed by the time you're doing those live streams. So, but yeah, so thank you to all the channel members. Always want to shout them out, recognize them. We have oh, wait a minute, let me see. So Jimmy G, do you have a different, did you switch your channel for baseball cards? So yeah, if you did, let us know. Drop us the link. I didn't know that. Definitely want to check that out. Let's see. Oh, that's right. Yeah, Joe just dropped a video on Action Comics #1. I want to go watch that. Joe usually, I enjoy watching Joe's videos because they're always researched well, kind of informative. I typically learn something. I mean, Joe's been collecting, since the '60s, so he's got a wealth of knowledge in comic books in general, and he's a big DC Superman fan. Although he grew up in New York City and really was a Spider-Man fan early on, but he kind of some of the storylines over the years, kind of like many of us, have turned Joe off to Spider-Man. So yes, yes, I do. I do have a bunch of. I always if somebody premieres a video or drops a new video, I'll throw it in my watch later list. Um, and I've been super busy since the beginning of the year. I've been super busy at work. Some new projects. So I'm a project manager, an IT project manager. And we had, I don't know if it was funding or some money needs to be spent before the end of the fiscal year, whatever it may be. I've gotten a lot of new projects and I've been really busy. And so typically, like when I'm not so busy, I can watch content in the background when I'm doing other things and kind of multitask, but I haven't even been able to do that. So basically, during work hours, I haven't really been able to kind of sneak in any YouTube. So I'm always, seems like I'm always trying to catch up on watching people's videos. So the watch later tab is, or queue is my friend. I throw it in the watch later and then I'll run through the videos when I have a chance. But and then we've got some stuff going on around at home. We're working on a couple little projects that have been keeping me busy on the weekend. So like my free time to watch other people's content has been way down. And actually, this is the first time in a long time that this past week I had one video out on Monday and I didn't even do any more videos. It's just a time crunch right now, a good time crunch. But yeah, so that's what's going on with my YouTube viewing. So all right, no new channel. All right, I gotta circle back then to Jimmy G's. So yeah, but I do have, I have a bunch of stuff in my watch later queue to catch up on. So if you don't see me around, I'll be there eventually. Manny's here. Good morning, Manny. Hope you were doing well. I hope the snow in New York is finally almost gone. I know I got to call mom later on today, check in on her and see what the level of snow is by her. I know you guys have had some above freezing weather for a little bit, so hopefully it's melting off for you. Look at this. We talk about people and they appear. We were just talking about Joe and we talked about Nam and he showed up. We're talking about Joe and he shows up. Joe, hope you're doing well. Hope the move is going well. And you got to go check it out on Joe's channel too. And now this is a while. This is probably 6 months or more. He kind of previewed he's moving into a new house or renovating a house, and he's got a new comic book space. And I'm excited to see it all set up because he showed just the kind of empty room, and it looks awesome. So I can't wait to see it kind of, with his collection and organized. So Joe's ears were ringing. Good. But yeah, we were shouting out channel members and Joe has channel members on his channel too. I figured I'd mention that as we're talking about it because he donates all of his funds to some great charities, Tunnel to Towers, St. Jude. So I'm proud to be a channel member over on Joe's channel to help those great causes. Tunnel to Tower helps victims of 9/11 and their families and veterans, and obviously St. Jude for cancer research for children. We just recently lost a cousin, family member on my wife's side, to cancer, 66 years old. She was battling it. We thought she was in a good spot, and then unfortunately, things took a turn for the worse. And just so it's just, as most people, most stories go, right? When somebody dies way too young, just a great woman, a great friend, so helpful with other family members. Just like anytime there was a party, or she was there to help organize, help. She was just like Superwoman with helping family members organize things and photos, invitations, whatever you needed. She was always one who was really, really helpful to help with with the family and that kind of thing. So yeah, so we were sad to hear the news about our friend Debbie, or cousin Debbie. So yeah, so it just reminds me of like the important stuff, the cancer research, the C3, and then the donation things of just helping to support those causes that hopefully will find a cure for cancer one of these days. So Jason's here. Good morning, Jason. Hope you are doing well. Christina's here, and Christina just dropped a link too. In one of the Instagram chat groups, there is a special Whatnot show, and Christina, maybe you can drop the link here. There's a special Whatnot show tomorrow night where Papa Wheelie, who we unfortunately recently lost here in the community, they're selling off some of his pop collection. That will be, funds will go back to the family. And there's a special Whatnot show tomorrow night, Sunday at I think 6:30 p.m. So definitely check that out. If you just go support it. So thank you, Paul. Appreciate that. Thank you, Christina. John is here. Good morning, John. Let's see. And John, I'm glad John's here because I wanted to shout John out today. Let's bring it in. John's Comics with Friends. Definitely go check out John's channel. I wanted to shout him out. He did just watched his video yesterday. Let me get rid of the chat. So, and John was one of the shout outs. So, we've got the ad, but this is 5 lessons I've learned from the comic book community. Just a great, some great thoughts on, kind of what the good things about the comic book community. So definitely go check out this video if you haven't. Yeah, John dropped it yesterday. Got a chance to watch it, and really, really good video. I really enjoyed John's thoughts. And John always keeps things positive over on his channel. So it's one of the channels I enjoy watching because of, just like I said, keeping things positive over there. So, all right, Terry's given Paul some recommendations. Joe would be a good interview. All right, Christina's dropping links. We've got the C3 link. We've got the Whatnot link for Papa Wheelie's collection. Yeah. Oh no. Like I said, I really enjoyed that. I enjoy most of John's videos, other than when he doesn't talk well of Spider-Man. But I thought the 5 lessons I've learned was good. Was a good video. Good, a good reminder, and just. I enjoyed it. So I think you should definitely go check it out and see what you think of it. But that's going to kind of lead us right into our shout outs, right? We wanted to talk some other um, shout out channels. So let's do that. And we mentioned Rod earlier. So let me show you. Definitely go check out Mr. Rod the Rican, who just where is it? Where is it? Like I said, just hit 4,000 subscribers. So big milestone. 5 years too on YouTube. He just dropped this video celebrating 5 years of comics on coffee with Tanya. So wait a minute. Was that Rod's 5 years? Let's see. Because if we go latest, no, we go oldest. No, Rod's been doing videos for 7 years. So maybe that was Tanya's anniversary. I don't know. Rod, but anyway, go check out Rod's channel. A great channel. And he does, like I said, he does a Wednesday. He's actually going to be live this afternoon at 1 p.m., but he does a mid-week show on Wednesdays at 1:30 p.m. Eastern. So definitely go check out Rod. And let's go to our next shout out. These next three are going to be kind of new to me channels. What do I have? This is weird. Let's see. I go back there. There it is. Okay. That was weird. I was sharing two things. Let's see. All right, Joe's in. All right. Mad Spidey's got the Outback tonight. Birthday boy Simon. Very nice. Christina, thank you. Dropping the links for us. So this is a new to me channel. Discovered this channel probably about a week ago. Cruise Collection, and fairly new channel. 15 videos, 76 subscribers. But the thing that the Crew is not your typical. Look at this guy. He's jacked.
And I picked up.
He's not your typical nerd, right? This guy isn't living in his mom's basement. This guy's hitting the gym. But he's got some great content, showing off some great comic book hauls. And then look at that background. Look at the background with all those action figures, statues, and action figures. So this guy is serious about collections. So you definitely got to go check out Crew. Fun new channel that I discovered. Yeah, there you go. See, I'm commented on his videos too. But yeah, definitely a fun new channel that I discovered recently. And let's see. So he's about 1 month into his comic book YouTube journey. So definitely okay. See, this was a video I didn't know. He was an indie wrestler. All right. So that makes sense. So yeah, definitely go check out his channel. I have links, and I'm sure Christina will help drop some of the links in, but I have links down in the description for all of the shout out channels, as well as all of the channel members. So if you want to go check them out, a sip of my beverage. But yeah, so definitely check out Crew. And then our next shout out channel, again, another new to me channel. Let me mute myself here for a second. Another new to me channel, Comic Dude. What's great about Comic Dude's channel is this guy is fired up. If you haven't watched any of his content, he is excited about the hobby for sure. So, and let's see, yeah. So he's about 3 months into his journey of comic book YouTube. Yeah, and I think this caught my attention. The Spider-Man stuff. So definitely go check out Comic Dude. Taylor Winder's here. Taylor making a was it his debut? I don't know if it was his debut, but he was on Whatnot earlier this week. Wednesday night, Thursday night, Wednesday night. I'm not sure. Thursday night. Picked up some Spider-Man books from him. So, yeah, Crew's got a lot of action figures for sure. Christina dropping his link. And so Comic Dude, definitely check his channel out. He, like I said, he is fired up about the hobby, a little bit of comics and cards. He just dropped a video this morning about his Marvel Universe Series 1 cards that I was checking out. But just another fun channel and a guy who's having a good time with his books and collecting. So, and then last but not least, we've got Heroes and Videos. Another fairly new to me channel, but let's see. Let's see. He is all right, about 7 months. 7 months on YouTube, 181 videos, 108 subscribers. Just again, another guy who's having fun with his PC, picking up new books. And yeah, you can see definitely I like to see, the Spider-Man photo there. Heroes Con 2025. So we maybe we crossed paths at Heroes Con last year and didn't even know it. But yeah, so definitely check out Heroes and Videos, another great channel that I've been watching recently, that I recently discovered, and I wanted to share it with you guys. So I don't. I am working on a good question. I'm working on basically all of the Spider-Man Volume 1 runs. So Amazing Spider-Man. And I'm sticking to Volume 1 because that's like 440 something issues. Probably I have about half of those. Spectacular Spider-Man. Again, that's about, I think, 400 or so issues. Have about half of those in the PC. Web of Spider-Man, Volume 1. I am like 3 or 4 issues away from completing that run. That's like 130 issues. Spider-Man Volume 1, the Todd McFarlane series. That's about 120 issues, I think. I'm 2 or 3 away from completing that run. Marvel Team Up Volume 1, that's complete. Miles Morales. So all of the Miles Morales books is like 200 and something books. I have that complete run. So that's my goal. Although I pick up new books every week, the goal is really for the PC is really all of the Volume 1 Spider-Man books. And then, I have pretty much all of the Volume 5, 6, and 7 of Amazing Spider-Man. Basically the new books over the last 4 or 5 years I've been picking up. So I have about, I don't know, 3,800 books in my PC. Here I can tell you from my ZLZ app. Almost 3,800 books in my PC. A mix of a lot of different things, but mainly Spider-Man. So, yeah, one of my yes, Craven's Last Hunt, right? That is probably one of my favorite storylines because I read that as it came out. That storyline and probably the introduction of the Hobgoblin, because I was reading those books as they came out monthly. And so the anticipation of, what's going to happen next and waiting for the next issue to come out. And I think Craven's Last Hunt was that was kind of like a storyline, that we hadn't kind of seen before, a dark storyline in Spider-Man. So that was one of my favorites. But recently, I can tell you, the Ultimate Spider-Man, Jonathan Hickman run for me is up there as one of my favorites because it it portrays Spider-Man and Peter Parker as more as an adult and less as still this bumbling teenager who can't figure things out. So that's what I really enjoyed about the Ultimate Spider-Man was it was a more mature Spider-Man. So um, it definitely, yeah, one of my favorites, just because that was one of the things when I got back into collecting. I got back into collecting like 2021. And I when I started reading Spider-Man again, and had such a long layoff in reading Spider-Man books, I was so surprised at how there was really nothing different about Spider-Man or Peter Parker as a character. He was still, broke. He was still having trouble holding down a job. And I get that from he's fighting crime. His main priority is, you know, being a superhero. But it had really seemed like he hadn't matured at all or learned anything over the years as a character. So I was like a little disappointed. I kind of expected that he would, have been progressed a little in his life in a character. That's why Ultimate Spider-Man really kind of hits home for me, because that's really where I think, as somebody who's read Spider-Man since the '80s, that's really where I think he should be as a character. Like he should be a little bit more evolved, more mature, more got his stuff together type. So, um, but yeah, that and some of the favorite storylines outside of Spider-Man that I've read have been a lot of the like out of continuity type stuff. Avengers Twilight. Um, there was a Avengers versus Aliens time kind of out of continuity storyline that was really good. Daredevil, Cold Day in Hell, again out of continuity, like a 3-issue series that was really good. I'm finding some of the more, um, outside of because the characters have such history that it's tough to, um, I guess, do something new with them. So the out of continuity type stuff really kind of hits home for me. So yeah, I think a lot of Spidey fans feel that way for sure, right? Um, especially like I said, especially since I started reading him in the '80s, and and I was a teenager, at that point, or preteen. Um, you kind of, I've obviously matured a little bit in my life, right? Or at least progressed, married, kids, different jobs, different life experiences. So you kind of would think that some of these characters, um, with this long history may evolve a little bit, but who knows? Who knows what they're going to do with Spider-Man? And now we've got a whole another storyline that's happening. So, yeah, and now Ultimate has ended, which was really I'm really surprised that Marvel ended Ultimate because it was one of their top selling books. So it's kind of strange that they would do that, right? Because typically, the thought is that they're kind of chasing, what sells well, variant covers to make more money, that type of thing. And Ultimate Spider-Man was one of their top selling books every month. And after 2 years, they've gotten rid of it. So my guess is that it will come back in some form. And I know there was just, I think, an announcement that Dan Slott was coming back to write Spider-Man. But I'm not sure what I've seen some announcements for like 2 different series recently on Spider-Man. So I don't, I haven't really looked into it that much. But we'll see what they do. And then there was this news this past week. Let's see. Ended Ultimate. Yes. Yeah, I'm sure, right? Because they're still wrapping up the Maker and the Ultimate storyline and some of the other Ultimate storybooks, right? And it's not like we have not seen them reboot these before. So um, I just this iteration of Ultimate Spider-Man for me and Peter Parker with the family, with Mary Jane and the kids, I thought it was Hickman did a really great job with it, and so um, I would like to see that come back and not some other reboot of it. So um, so yes, yeah. Are we going to get some other right? We've got Ultimate, Absolute. Are we going to get? I don't know. Maybe we need to come up with a list of the potential uh, uh, titles or universes that they could bring in. So yeah, I guess this is turning into a Spider-Man show today. Who would have guessed that? But this was news that broke. Let's see when this so Tuesday about Sony to reboot Spider-Man universe with new people. I guess their new CEO and I don't know. So Tom Rothman. I don't know his history in film or as an executive. I did kind of look him up quick, and he's 71 years old. But he was on a podcast this past week and mentioned they asked him a question about the Spider-Man universe at Sony and what their plans were, and he said they're going to reboot. They're going to bring in new people, and so I don't know what there was really no detail around it. We'll see what they're going to do. I'm sure, but this made headlines everywhere. He did mention Rothman, the CEO of Sony, that there were two film people that he would bet on, and I don't know if that they're going to work with them, but the two people that he really liked are Kevin Feige and James Cameron, which is pretty interesting because if you remember back in was it the 90s, I think James Cameron actually was rumored to be involved in a Spider-Man film at one point, and so and I think he actually had a full script and everything. So I don't know if that's kind of linking Cameron to potential future projects with Sony and Spider-Man and Marvel. I don't know, but so yeah, just kind of a brief article because like I said, it was really an excerpt from a podcast, but yeah, basically, he's basically just saying we're gonna reboot. Let me see if I see his quote here. And one of the other things he mentioned too, which was interesting, that confirmed that Spider-Man: No Way Home was banned in China due to the film's climax taking place at the Statue of Liberty. So I thought that was pretty interesting, right? Um, and because he was upset about it because it said that the film grossed 1.9 billion, and he was kind of hinting at, well, if it was released in China, it would have been a $2 billion film, and so that was pretty interesting. It sounded like he was a little salty about that. So yeah, okay. Rothman was asked about his relationships with Marvel boss Kevin, and the people. There are two people that whom I would say this, and I'd never bet against Jim Cameron and Kevin Feige. So that was pretty interesting to hear. So we'll see. I don't know. I don't know what this means, um, but I guess we'll see in the future. We'll find out, right? So. No, no, no items for me on Heritage. Um, I don't. I have a problem with the whole buyer's premium there. because it really inflates the cost of some of those, some of those bigger books. I would much rather, if I'm looking at a big book, um, buy it at one of the cons. Heroes Con will be up here in June. A lot of vendors, some community members have picked up some big books, AF 15, ASM 1 over the last couple of years. So I would much rather buy it in person than online. It's always interesting to watch those auctions though, to see where the market is, what prices are. But yeah, I'm always kind of would rather buy those big books in person to try to get the best deal, and really to see those books. I want to see, I want to touch it and feel it before I spend, any big amount of money on it. So, yeah, there was mention, Joe, that he'll be back, I think, on a new Spider-Man title. I'm drawing a blank on what it is. Yeah, I've heard. I guess he's writing Superman Unlimited now, and I have not heard good things, at least from some of the DC fans. Well, there's a lot of rumor about Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield being back in some of the films. So, or Doomsday. We'll certainly see. Jimmy G, channel member, thank you so much. I don't have I have me dancing. It's not the same as the dancing girls that we used to have. So, but thank you, Jimmy. Appreciate that. Yeah. 757 Hustle Show. Yeah, Cameron's script, I'm sure, is certainly out there. I'm surprised that, yeah, you're right. I'm surprised that hasn't been leaked. If there was actually a script, I think I'm remembering that correctly. So, yeah, was it? Was it? I mean, I would think. I mean, when T2 came out, Terminator 2, and the special effects that they used, I could certainly see Cameron, and then obviously most of Cameron's films with the special effects that he's always used. I could certainly see him pulling off a, superhero film, right? Because of between, Avatar and, what was well, I'm drawing a blank on the one, Under the Sea, with the, I don't remember, but Cameron and special effects kind of go together, right? Um, yes, it is. It is. Um, it is certainly painful. Yeah, recent books. So, let's show off some of the recent books. Let me bring in, and we did do a giveaway. So, talking about the giveaway too. At the end of this video, in the comments of the actual recording, drop hashtag SMC, Saturday Morning Comics, abbreviation for Saturday Morning Comics, for a chance to win some books. I think we only had 3 people drop the hashtag last week. So we'll let it go another week so we can hopefully get some more people in. We've got a stack of books, some independent books or some Batman books that we're going to give away. So definitely do that. Abyss, yes, that was it. I couldn't think of the title. The Abyss for sure, yes. But yeah, I mean, right? I guess Titanic too, right? But no, Abyss was what I was thinking, where they were underwater with the, there definitely a lot of special effects that Cameron, introduces, right? And the T2 stuff, right? The liquid, that was like, cutting edge back in the day at the time it came out. So, Canadian Survivalist, good morning. Yeah, let's show off some of the new books that I picked up this past week. We so this is a new, and I was hesitant to pick it up because I'm picking up Amazing Spider-Man. So this is kind of just a one shot to introduce this new, I guess, event or storyline. So Death Spiral. So there's a new character in here, Torment, and so Spider-Man's back. You know, he was out in space. Peter Parker was in space. Norman Osborn was home trying to be Spider-Man. Ben Riley was filling in for Peter at his job, and so um, Spider-Man, Peter Parker, is officially back on Earth, and he is trying to kind of put things back together because he's been gone for, I guess it's probably several weeks, 5, 6 weeks, kind of went MIA. And so now there's this new storyline with Venom, Carnage, and Venom, if you don't know, is Mary Jane now. She the Venom symbiote is connected with MJ. We've got Eddie Brock, who's with Carnage. So there's this whole storyline. So this was issue 1, introduced this new character here, Torment, that you see in the background. So this was okay, an okay start. I do like that they have Joe Kelly, who's been writing the main Amazing Spider-Man, was on this one shot as well. So we have continuity at least from the storyline, but we'll kind of see where this goes. There was a lot of things happening in this issue, so we'll see. Spider-Man and Wolverine number 10. This series has been okay. It's kind of really, I think of it as kind of a throwaway type series. I mean, although we're 10 issues in, I mean, there's nothing really happening in the storyline that I think is going to, you're going to take away, and remember. It's a fun little team up with Spider-Man and Wolverine. They've introduced a new character in this past storyline, Arachnid, which is a mashup. There he is, a mashup of Spider-Man and Wolverine from a different universe. So we'll see. We'll see. I mean, it's Carrie Andrews' art is fun to look at in most cases. Sometimes his stuff is a little exaggerated for me, but for the most part, his layouts and that are pretty interesting. So, Hyde Street, this has kind of been on hiatus for a little while, and now it's back. And I'm really starting to have a problem with this whole Ghost Machine universe. It's been a slow burn. So things don't move fast. And I know there's this overall storyline that they're trying to like bring together at some point, because they always have this kind of map and kind of show you the timeline in the whole universe. And so there's some, crossover that's going to happen at some point, but it's becoming really slow. But they do some great stuff. Like you see this takeoff on the Blueberry and Frankenberry cereals that's in here, this little ad that they have. I mean, the art is done well. But again, the storylines have just been way too slow for me. Punisher number 1. This was pretty good. Benjamin Percy's writing it. The artwork was done really well. There's the hyping up the Spider-Man. A little bit of a dark color tone in the story. But yeah, not a bad first issue. Kind of back to the Punisher that everybody kind of expects, right? A bloody, he's beating people up, he's killing people. So that was that. And then last book I picked up this week was The Ultimates. So this is the whole, overall storyline in the Ultimates with the Maker and the kind of resistance. The Maker, kind of took over a world and had a council, the Maker's council, that was kind of in control of things. And now you have a bunch of the heroes now are trying to stop him. So, and they've kind of, I can show it to you here because I do like when some of the books do this. Here it is. So they kind of give you the little roster of who's going to be in the story, the cast. So we definitely have a bunch of mashups in the Ultimate. Iron Lad, Tony Stark. You got Doom, who's Reed Richards, Captain America, Steve Rogers. But then it kind of takes you down, and there's a bunch of different heroes that are, for the most part, the same, as in the 616, but some are different. But it's this issue was a little strange. And I don't know. I don't remember where this ends. I don't know how many more issues of this. This is issue 21. So I don't know if they're going to like 24 or 25. But yeah, what did anything that you guys read this past week that you thought was really good? Anybody pick up the Punisher issue 1 or anything else? Ultimates. Let me see if League of Comic Geeks. Let me see if let's see if it shows me. Let me share this. So this is Ultimates. Okay, looks like it ends issue 24. So we've got three more issues. Okay, yeah. So year 2 of the Ultimate Universe nears its end as the final issue of the Ultimates. So, yeah. So we'll kind of see where that goes. Comics fan, good to see you. Yeah, Punisher. Like I said, Punisher was off to a good start. Kind of what you would expect from the Punisher. He's out there doing his thing. He's got his we've got the Kingpin involved, we've got Tombstone involved, basically the criminal element in New York City. So Joe, have a great day. We're about to wrap up too anyway. So those are the books I picked up. And got a chance to read all of them. So always good when I'm able to get my books read in time. But yeah, so just definitely go check out all of the shout out channels we had. If anybody wants new channel stickers, just send me a message on IG. We've got the CBC Award sticker. There's send me a message on IG. I get you those sent out. We've got all of the shout out links in the description, channel member links in the description. Please go check those guys out. And yeah, that's about it. Trying to think, nothing too major for the weekend for me. Kind of laying low on comic book stuff right now. We've got a couple projects going on around the house. So just buying the new books every week. We do have, I think there's a show next weekend, a local show that I'll probably hit and try to pick up some of those Spider-Man run fillers. But, and then, obviously tomorrow's March 1st. So March, we're 3 months away from Heroes Con in June. So looking forward to that. Tickets, hotel booked. So getting excited for that and seeing everybody in the community and hopefully finding some deals on some good books. So, but yeah, like I said, leave the hashtag. Let's see, after we wrap up, because we've got a stack of either Batman books or kind of an indie bundle that we're going to give away. So we'll do that next weekend. So you got you got your choice of books there. So yeah, have a great weekend, everybody. Appreciate everybody being here. Appreciate the channel members. Appreciate Jimmy G, who just recently joined, and everybody hanging out with us this morning. And yeah, have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll see you. We'll see you next Saturday. Bye.
It's time you finally join the team. You can see how much we need you.
Yeah, I guess I was meant to be a member all the